Yo, hey guys, wow, it's been a minute. Might be haven't made a tutorial for a while, but here we are. Today I want to cover some sound effects and techniques for audio. And before the video starts, I want to say please do like the video because these tutorials are helpful, and if they have more likes, it can help the video get recommended more in the YouTube algorithm. Also, a majority of the people that watch my content aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so please consider doing that because it really helps the channel grow. Plus, I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers and we're almost there, so please help me do that. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. I love you. So I want to help you guys become better editors or just to enjoy my content. Audio isn't a commonly covered aspect when you're editing, so I wanted to add a little bit to that realm. Audio is just as important as video. If you have scuffed sound effects or audio, the viewer is going to know something is off. They might not be able to pinpoint it exactly, but so it's like essential that you use audio to your advantage and help it really bring your edit together. I have an old edit here that I wanted to look at. This composition is the overall edit with the song in the background, and then these green files are the sound effects. Alright, so I want to look at this clip from one of my old edits. I'll play it right now. I'm going to disable the audio for the main song there, and now you're just going to hear it without the music and just the sound effects in the video. So let's first look at timing. There's a lot of effects you could use, but it's important that you place them at the right spot. So a common method is using like zoom or whooshes, and you want to put those at spots to emphasize certain beats in the song or to emphasize certain moments in the edit. Alright, so here I want to emphasize zooming into this cart. These sound effects are actually really easy to find, so let's just see. Type in a YouTube here. Download. Oh, cool. We got this. Click the link here. Alright, and download this and we're good. Now that we have that in the composition, we time it right. Click LL to whip out the waveform, and then if you have your beats marked, then you could just see where the sound effect should be placed here. So I placed it there. And then when you had that with the music, it really helps. And then for the markers that you think are the most important, you want to consider adding these kinds of sound effects. And they're all over the internet, so you could just look them up. It doesn't always have to be the same one. You want to do what sounds best given the vibe of the specific time frame in your edit. So like, this is a reasonable sound effect for me to use here. Maybe if you're in water or something, or you're filming like a boat thing, you could, for example, get like a bubbly whoosh or something. All over YouTube, you can find that shit all over the place. So a common mistake is that people make these things way too loud. When I was first using sound effects, I was ear raping with massive decibel numbers. You're almost always going to be in the negatives. Like if you look here, this one's -16. I usually I fluctuate around -15 decibels, but if for some reason you're on a different range of sound, then just make sure that it is not overpowering. If you have non-existent sound effects, it's just as bad as having sound effects that are way too loud, so make sure you don't do that. A great way to blend your sound effects is to muffle them a little bit. To do this, we want to add bass and treble. I have it on this sound effect here of the character shooting the grenade, so I'm going to delete this effect and show you how to go through it. So you basically search bass and treble, add this, and you're going to do 50 for the bass and -100 for the treble, and you're going to duplicate this effect and make the bass 0 for the next duplicate. At first you'll probably find that it's pretty overpowering, so you can just mess around. I'll probably split this in half and do 25, -50, 0, and -50, and that should sound a lot better. See how juicy that is? Compare that to no effects. See, without it, it's just harsh and noisy. You don't have to do it to everything, like the swoosh, the whoosh sound effects. I don't usually add them, but that's very important to keep in mind for like gun sound effects. Another idea I want to mention is that you don't have to add all the effects inside of the game. The main goal of making it is to make it as pleasing and satisfying to watch as possible. So yeah, Fortnite has specific sound effects for when you shoot or for when you die, but you want to do what would seem most pleasing. So for example, like the character shoots and then this guy gets hit on the top of the rock. I could have used like the normal elim sound. I went with a meat slice, which again, you can find this all over the place. If we just play this, see how much satisfying. That's a lot more satisfying. So just remember that you can include a bunch of random sound effects. It doesn't have to be confined to just what the sounds are in Fortnite. Like another example is right after this, I whip out, the character whips out a minigun, but there's not a sound for whipping that out. And this is like that's a sexy shot. You want to make sure that you enhance that with some audio. So I looked up minigun sound effects and then I added this. See how much, like, you add some muffle to that too with the bass and treble, it sounds a lot better. Most edits would just not consider adding any sound effect there at all. So when you add that and you muffle it and you time it right and you have the right decibel, it's like a subtle but really strong addition to your video. So to sum it up, the four main concepts that I talked about concerning your audio and your edit are decibel level. You don't want it to be too loud or else it's gonna ruin the sound effect. You also don't want it to be too quiet or else you're not gonna hear it, obviously. Next is timing. You want to make sure you time your sound effects so that it goes well with the edit. It doesn't mess up the sync that you have going in the flow. Also talked about muffle. Adding this bass and treble effects to some of your audio is super helpful. It helps silence some of the harsh edges of the sound and it could just make it sound better in general and just go well with the edit. Finally, we talked about sound choices and how you don't have to confine your sound effects to what's actually inside of Fortnite. You can choose anything from the internet because there's literally a sound effect for whatever you want. And you just want to choose what sounds the most pleasing because the main goal is to have a satisfying edit. So guys, I really hope this helped. I just wanted it to be a quick tutorial on audio because it's not something that I've seen to be covered on these editing tutorials and stuff. So again, please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't because it really helps and it means a lot. So I love you and show me what you guys come up with. Peace.